Hello again, everybody! Zack Attack is here with my TNA Impact Wrestling review for tonight, Thursday, January 24th, 2013. Of course, coming up the aftermath of last week's wedding with Brooke Hogan and Bully Ray being crashed by the Aces and Eights. Tonight's Impact going into, of course, next couple weeks being in Europe. It was all game Impact tonight. We had some decent action tonight. Coming from Impact, decent Impact tonight. Also some. Of course, like I said, the main topic of the night was, of course, the wedding and Aces and Eights. And that's how we kicked off Impact tonight with Aces and Eights. We also ended with Aces and Eights. But before we get to that, like I said, Aces and Eights kicks it off with Taz leading the way. Of course, it was Taz the one that shocked everybody by turning his back on TNA and joining Aces and Eights. Now, in my personal opinion, Aces and Eights gotten stale. You know, Aces and Eights been around since July. And I said this about the Shield thing on Monday, that and CM Punk being champion for a long time, that people don't want to see things go for a long time. They want to see things come and go. They don't want things lasting a long. It's a fast moving world now. We want to see things fast and moving. This Aces and Eights things lasted 6 months, and now they're gonna add Taz in the frame as a member, but trying to drag this thing along as Taz comes out explaining why he did what he did last week, interrupting Brooke and Bully Ray's wedding, revealing himself as a member of Aces and Eights, saying that he had an opportunity to join Aces and Eights. He has an opportunity to join a powerful group that's dominant over TNA and destroy TNA limb for limb. And an opportunity to join a group that's controlled by a higher power. And Taz said, what a perfect opportunity to announce my involvement in Aces and Eights than the crash Brooke and Bully's wedding this past Thursday on Impact, revealing my allegiance to Aces and Eights. And he said about Dixie Carter, about TNA doing him wrong, and said, on my contract, he nicknamed himself Teflon Taz, saying I'm untouchable. No one can touch me, because if someone touches me, you guys are getting sued. That means I basically own the company, because I'm going to sue you for every cash, every amount of money in the world. So there you go. Taz comes out with Aces and Eights. And Taz would, yes, provide commentary for the rest of the evening. Playing pro, basically heel. And it was okay commentary from Taz being playful heel Taz. It was especially weird to hear Taz not say, let them pigeons loose for Velvet Sky, as we kicked off after that segment involving Taz and Aces and Eights, a Knockouts title match, which involved Taylor defending the TNA Knockouts Championship against Velvet Sky. Velvet, who won the number one contendership last week on Impact, was on a House of Fire in this matchup. Very good Knockouts matchup. Once again proving, like I've been saying all along, sound like a broken record, but saying all along, TNA Knockouts know how to wrestle. And Velvet had a great opening advantage. She really beat the crap out of Tara in the beginning. Velvet was really looking good in this matchup. It really looked very close to dominate over Tara, but indeed Tara came back flying. And Tara took out dominance for most of the matchup second half. But indeed Velvet came back. But as I mentioned in my Impact preview today, I said, when Tara's around, you know Jesse's going to be around and help. As Velvet was putting the finishing touches on Tara, Tara got pinned by Velvet. And this is when Jesse first got involved. Tara was pinned by Velvet, but Tara was distracted by the referee. Distracted by Jesse. As Tara came to, Tara was going for a clothesline on Velvet. Velvet ducked it. Jesse got clacked. And Tara tried to kick out of a roll-up, which she did from Velvet. And Velvet was trying to go for a move. Jesse came back up, tripped Velvet. Tara pinned 1, 2, 3 with Jesse holding Velvet's feet. Like I said before, with Jesse's interference, yet again, Tara retains the TNA Knockout Championship. I smell a rematch between Velvet and Tara. Maybe a lockdown. Maybe in a steel cage, to prevent Jesse from interfering. We'll see what happens there, but as of now, yes, still your TNA champion, Knockouts champion, by hook or crook, with boy toy Jesse involved, Mr. Spectacular. Terra retains the TNA Knockouts title. Now, on our next segment, which involved Joseph Punk. Is Abyss ever gonna come back? Come on. Speaking of things that need to die and have gotten so freaking old, this Joseph Punk thing's gone a long time, about a year. Come on, this whole Joseph Punk thing's been stupid from the get-go, and he's trying to fake being a wrestler. I'll give the guy who is playing Abyss / Joseph Punk credit for faking to be a shitty wrestler. I'll give him credit for good acting skills. But when is Abyss going to come back? That's a good question. Will Abyss ever come back? Maybe they like Joseph Punk character. They want him to evolve. The guy who played Abyss played a different character. And people start to like this guy. I'll give the character credit. He's lovable. He's dorky. He's noble. Like I said, the guy who's playing him is doing a terrific job of acting like a shitty wrestler. But the question remains, will Abyss ever come back? But till then, we got Joseph Punk to deal with, who, of course, with the blessing of Hulk Hogan, went to training, like I said, faking out of being a shitty wrestler at OVW, and saying that now I'm on OVW, and now I'm officially a TNA roster guy. I'll be focusing on my first real match next week, Open Fight Night. That was another big topic. Open Fight Night. And basically, anyone who talks about Open Fight Night basically put Ace and Aces a target on their backs. But of course, Joseph Punk saying he doesn't know who he's going to challenge on Open Fight Night. No one from Ace and Ace. By the way, Open Fight Night will be in Europe, in UK. So Joseph Punk will challenge someone next week. We don't know who, but indeed Joseph Punk will make his first official match as an official TNA athlete next week on Impact Open Fight Night. Now on with our next match, which indeed was a tag team matchup involving RVD and Christian York taking on Zima Iron and Kenny King. It was a decent tag match. RVD and Christian York had the advantage early on, doing some great teamwork until the Eagles, known as Zima Iron and Kenny King, took the advantage and dominated, double teaming all over RVD for most of the second half of the matchup until Christian York came in. And Christian York came in like a house of fire. But indeed, with a help from Zima, Kenny King got a victory on RVD as RVD was trying for a big move. I think Zima Iron cut RVD off. Zima helped Kenny King get the victory for their team, with Kenny pinning the TNA X Division Champion. So there you go. Very good as matchup. Zima and Kenny King look very good as matchup. I like Kenny King, his wrestling ability, and his character's decent, despite him being a little cocky. Kenny King wants another shot against RVD. Like I mentioned, also an Impact preview on my attack line today. I said if Kenny King would have pinned RVD tonight or Zima Iron, they would prove a point to the TNA Board of Directors to give him a title shot, and Kenny King got a pin on the X Division Champion, so it could give him malice to get him a rematch against RVD for the X Division Championship. On to the next segment, which involved Bully Ray, Sting, and Brooke Hogan. They arrived in the Impact Zone angry, distraught over what happened last week. We saw footage of what happened when the Impact went off air, as Hulk and Bully Ray and all that would be carried out following the attack from Ace and Ace. Bully and Brooke came out, went straight to the announce table, wanted to get their hands all over Taz. But Taz immediately went out to take a phone call. That's what he said. So with Taz out of the way, and he's avoiding a confrontation at this time on Bully Ray. Bully Ray wants revenge on Taz. Basically, that's what he said. He's distraught. He wasn't mad. He got hurt. He got mad. Other people got hurt. He got mad. Sting got hurt. Hogan got hurt. Hogan. Brooke Hogan's. Brooke and Hulk. Hulk wasn't there tonight. Still recovering from his injuries from this attack. Billy basically say, I want to get my hands all over Taz. I want to beat up Ace and Ace. I want to beat them all up. But here's the problem. I'm still suspended. Of course, we all know Hogan suspended Bully Ray. But now if Hogan's apparent change of heart, Sting said Hulk Hogan wants to do things the right way. He wants to do them all the way. Well, he done it halfway. He accompanied Brooke to the wedding last week. Now, there's only one thing Hulk needs to do. Bully Ray, reinstate him. Hogan will be on Impact next week in UK probably. That's what I'm hearing. And hopefully Hulk Hogan will be on Impact in UK to announce that Bully Ray is reinstated. And of course, Bully Ray and Sting both may want to call out Ace and Eights. I think Sting is going to probably call out Ace and Eights, at least a member of Ace and Eights, for damn sure doing Open Fight Night next week. So let's see if Bully Ray gets reinstated. Now, on with our next match, which was a match involving Bobby Roode taking on Hernandez. Now, Austin Aries and Bobby Roode, or as I like to call him, the Kane and Daniel Bryan of the TNA, the indestructible duo, who, despite hating each other, they still get victories, as you would see later on in the match. Their chemistry, now they're trying to work together. I like their chemistry. Like I said, it reminds me so much of Kane and Daniel Bryan, but better. Better executed, not stupid. But still, good nonetheless. Anyway, Roode came out alone, but not for long. Roode has the advantage early on. But of course, the straight Hernandez took hold of Bobby Roode, as Hernandez took the power route, dominated the match with his brute strength, as he beat the crap out of Bobby Roode. But indeed, as Sumex was on the advantage, ready to destroy Roode once and for all, Roode was outside the ring. And Sumex was ready to fly. But that's when Austin Aries came out, pulled Bobby Roode out of the line of fire, like Roode did to Aries last week to avoid the border toss. And despite Roode being mad at Aries for pulling him from getting a possible Supermax fly move, Bobby Roode took advantage of that distraction. As Aries beat the crap out of Chavo, Hernandez got distracted by that and got a DDT from Roode. 1-2-3 victory, thanks to a little inadvertent help from Austin Aries coming in to save Roode. Roode got the victory despite not wanting, like I said, not wanting Austin Aries' help. Like the early Kane and Daniel Bryan, they hate each other so much, yet they still won, despite their anger towards each other. They still got the job done. That's what happened. Aries came out inadvertently, helping Roode avoid the Supermax fly move, but indeed giving Roode the advantage to get the DDT victory on Hernandez. This feud started last week between these two teams, and I know we'll probably coming in a match, probably next week in a tag match during Open Fight Night, or on the Lockdown pay-per-view. Speaking of Open Fight Night, Kurt Angle came out next. Now, Kurt Angle's been out for a while after 2 weeks, getting attacked before a proposed match against Mr. Anderson, getting attacked by another member of Ace and Eights. Of course, Angle back tonight. He's still not 100% tonight, but he will be 100% next week. Angle said he's ready to go, ready to beat the crap out of Ace and Eights, specifically the man I was going to face before I got injured, Mr. Anderson, who's now, apparently, yes, Anderson, hanging out with Ace and Eights now. He's officially a full-fledged member of Aces and Eights at the reach of deciding what he was going to do. Well, he's apparently official now. Anyway, Angle's like, next week is Open Fight Night. Like everybody else, everyone in TNA basically is going to call out anyone from Aces and Eights. Angle will be calling out Anderson. And he's like, Anderson, I want to wait till next week. I want to do this right now. I want to talk to you personally. So Anderson came out. He said, you want to fight me next week, Cook? I don't want to wait till next week. Bam! Anderson gave Angle a cheap shot. It beat the crap out of Angle. Until Angle came back flying, delivered the ankle slam, ready to deliver the ankle lock, but Anderson did indeed avoid it. Angle said he wanted Anderson one-on-one next week, and he will. In a steel cage. But as we've seen in the past, despite steel cage matches, Ace and Eights always find a way to interfere. Especially that steel cage tag match where they locked Kurt Angle out of the cage to prevent him from helping Samoa Joe avoid a 2-on-1 assault until Angle eventually found a way in. So we'll see what kind of effect Ace and Eights will have next week, but expect them to indeed be involved in the matchup between Angle and Mr. Anderson next week. Now on to a main event of the evening. Jeff Hardy taking on Christopher Daniels for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. So I'm trying to do this review while watching Bellator at the same time. Anyway, Jeff Hardy came out like a house of fire to begin with, despite Cass being the ringside. Hardy had the advantage. He was coming in like House of Fire, beating the crap out of Daniels in the early going. But as he was going for one of his big flying moves, Daniels got out of it and hit Hardy really hard. And that's when Daniels took the advantage for the second half of the matchup. Very good matchup, very good action-packed matchup for both these guys. Delivering great, entertaining matchup for the main event of Impact tonight. Daniels looked like he was going to get the title various times. Kaz got involved various times throughout the match, weakening Hardy. A great move near the end of the matchup with Hardy catching up in the middle part of the matchup. Hardy catched up. And near towards the end, Hardy was going for the twist of fate. Daniels did the angel wings. But Hardy kicked out. And Daniels tried to BME, but Jeff Hardy moved out of the way before the BME would happen. And as Hardy was trying to counter with Whisper in the wind, Daniels blocked it. Going for the Angel's wings, but Hardy blocked that. Going for a twist of fate. And as Daniels was recovering from that first twist of fate, Kaz was on the apron. And Daniels, dizzy from that twist of fate, knocked Kaz out the apron to the steel. Got another twist of fate. And a 1-2-3 victory on Daniels with Jeff Hardy retaining his TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Now, as I mentioned on my review, my preview tonight on Attack Line, TNA is going to Europe for the next couple weeks for Impacts. Starting next week in UK with Open Fight Night, with Joseph Paul calling out somebody and Angle and Anderson in a cage. Now, I mentioned that there could be a possible injury angle involving Jeff Hardy because of him not able to travel to the UK. Well, we saw that after this match. Taz came out from the announcer's booth trying to interview Jeff Hardy. Basically a distraction. He said, Hardy, what are you going to do when Ace and Eights beats up TNA so bad and you're laid out? And as Hardy was distracted by Taz conducting this interview, a member of Ace and Eights came out with a hammer, banged it on the Hardy's knee. That's kind of a weak, in my mind, that's a weak way to have a storyline injury angle with some guy coming with a hammer and just nailing Hardy straight in the knee there. So Hardy was in pain after that hammer move on the leg. So that's how they're going to wipe Hardy off from not attending the UK tour from an injury stemming from the attack from Ace and Eights. So you won't see Hardy for a while because, like I said, he'll be not able to travel to UK. But storyline-wise, since they don't want to really say, oh, he can't travel because he's drugged up, they got this injury angle with Ace and Eights attacking him after his defense of the title against Daniels. So we'll see Hardy again probably in March because I think they're going to have the entire month of Impacts in February in the UK, in Europe. So we won't see Hardy until at least the start of the build-up for Lockdown and wherever he faces. So that's it for Impact tonight. Decent Impact tonight. Angle for Hardy. And of course next week, Angle, Anderson, Steel Cage, and Joseph Park will call someone out during Open Fight Night in the UK. And will Hogan Billy Way be reinstated? Will he be reinstated, Billy Way? Find out next week. That is it for my Impact review. Thank you all very much for watching. That might even act by the review of Zach. See you all later. Have a great night. And a good weekend too. Yeah.